Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Falun. The World Cross Country Skiing Championships were well underway in the qualifying, only the qualifying for the finals to come up later in the team freestyle sprint competition. Two athletes in the men's field over a distance of 1.4 kilometers, and it's been sensational. A lot of action, some falls. If you were with us 3 days ago for the sprint competition, it is the same course. However, this is in the freestyle. You're just witnessing the sharp end of the field. It's Italy. Pellegrino just ahead of Theodor Pedersen, whose teammate Halvorsen created a huge lead last time around. And this is the sprint, the first of the two heats. And it's the all-important first two make it through by right. But you can also have 6 through in one heat, as there are 6 lucky losers. But you have to make the first two by right, and Sweden really need to make it comfortably. But it's not comfortable, but it is through, or is it? France have been good throughout this heat and only slipped back there after the 4th exchange. What a competition. As soon as Pedersen came into the stadium, there was a huge roar, but he did not look so strong out on the track. We'll just have to wait and see. I thought it was Pedersen from Sweden who took that second position. And these are the tail enders. Now the time is important, 15:34. It's a really fast time. Past championships around 19 minutes, but it is a track profile which lends itself to speed. And they have been over 55 kilometers an hour on the fastest part of this course. Pellegrino once again showing his extreme turn of pace. Now Pedersen in the middle, France on the right. Who was it? I think it was France. So home nation need to wait. This is a better view. Theodor Pedersen in white, certainly third place. France through by right, and the Swedes will be holding their breath. At that time is good enough. Now the time at the end, we need to keep an eye on it, because the semi-final A is just about 9 minutes away. But I can tell you the winning time from Italy is 15:34.02, France 15:34.25, and Sweden 15:34.26, 1/100th of a second. Well, it would be terrible if Sweden didn't get through by 1/100th of a second. And well, we'll just have to wait and see if the semi-final A is going to be at a much faster pace. I'm not sure it could be a much faster pace, because Italy really hit that with enthusiasm, with drive. They weren't always leading. Dietmar Nöckler alongside Federico Pellegrino. It's a good duet, and they will be hoping that their semi-final B time is good enough to challenge the best, and hoping for a medal in the final coming along later today. So many teams in this race, in this heat I should say, from bib 15 down to bib 24. And we had Italy, France, Finland, Japan. You can see some of your favourites there: Austria, Estonia, Czech Republic, Romania, Ukraine, Bulgaria, Iceland. Good to see them at the races. China, People's Republic of China, and Australia. So photo finish there, France and Sweden. Italy definitely through. France, in fact, definitely through by right. And we have to wait and see the times from the semi-final A coming up shortly. Welcome back to Falun. Today is about the team sprint competitions. Two athletes in the women's field over a distance of 1.2 kilometers. In the men's field, 1.4 kilometers. And while we're waiting for the men's semi-final A to take part, just a refresher on what happened earlier today in the women's field. It was tight, it was close, it was exciting. And this is the first of the heats as Poland, Norway and Sweden attack their way to the line. Poland with Kowalczyk and Jaškovic looking very strong today, Fala looking strong, so by right, Norway, Poland through. And at the end of the day, Sweden just 0.32 behind, France 8.14 behind, and Switzerland strong enough to make it through. That was the first of the semi-finals, so they've already been round this track 3 times each athlete. Now this was the second of the semis, and Finland have a great history in this competition. Russia had a fall, a very fast fall early on, and really set them back by some 8-9 seconds, but at the end of the day it was Germany coming through with apparent ease to qualify in 14:56.64. So through by right, and quite right to slow down and conserve energy, because the finals have still to come. United States, the reigning champions from 2013, and it was an incredibly tight finish here for Finland, Russia, Slovenia and Italy. And I have to say, very, very sad for Italy to lose out on the final by 1/100th of a second. Well, my name's Mike Dixon, with you for the rest of the afternoon in the cross-country stadium for these team, sprint, ladies and men competitions. And this is the start list. We're working our way down: Poland, Canada, Kazakhstan, Switzerland, Slovakia, Milnar and Segets. And some of your favourites further down: Lithuania, Hungary, Denmark and Greece. Good to see many more and new nations coming into the competition. For the British fans, I'm sad to say that Rosamund Posey Musgrave and Sarah Hale didn't make it through into the final. Around 2 minutes, I think 1:56 behind. They put up a brave fight. They stayed with the pace early on, but as the pace relentlessly went around the track, they began to drop off. So in this competition, 2 athletes, it's taking 2:30, 2:45 to get round the track here. And you can have your skis re-waxed, refreshed, and it does make a difference. The iron going onto the skis, or heat going onto the skis, waxing up and polishing up, certainly does make them faster. Recently we've had very warm weather. Today it has been much colder, therefore making the speed down off our high point in this course, which runs up about halfway up the landing of the large ski jump. But descending that speed with the fastest we've seen today is around 56 kilometers per hour. And it's hard, compact track. We've seen 2 or 3 fallers, and at those speeds you lose an awful lot of time. You go from 55 to 0, get up, start again, and you find you've lost at least 17 seconds in the process. It's absolutely vital to stay on your feet. So semi-final A for the men about to get underway. Well, working their way to the start line, and the nerves have got to be tingling and jingling in your belly, in your stomach. It's so important to qualify through in the first 2, to guarantee your position through into the final, but it's also so important to set a good time. The 2 fastest entitled to go through to the final, but 6 lucky losers teams, so it's not impossible that we could see 8 nations going through from one of these heats. And as I say, it depends entirely on the clock. 2 through by right. In total, 6 of the fastest times will then go through to the final as well. I must say the fans have been brilliant. Majority, I think, are Swedish, but so many Norwegians. It was quite stirring earlier. There were some 50 Norwegians in columns of 4, lines of 4, marching in, beating the drums with big banners. It was like a Viking assault on the stadium. It was loud, it was impressive. And prior to that, Colonia fan club, there's 2 Colonias here, Dario and Gianluca, who's in the race. And there were a whole lot of cowbells Don't know how they got them up here. There were such big cowbells. They must have driven them up. You wouldn't get them on a plane. And some 20 supporters just marching in as we look at Finn Hagen Krogh. Good to see him at the races and starting for the Norwegian team. Alongside him, it's Thomas Bing, rested yesterday for this moment today. They could have done the 30 kilometer, the skiathlon yesterday, but I think a sensible decision to hold back and save it for today. United States of America, it'd be great to see Andrew Newell and Simeon Hamilton going through. Good luck to you boys. I know the results were good 3 days ago in the sprints, top 15. Well, sorry, 12th and 17th. So tense moments on the start line. World Championships team sprint competition. Semi-final A to make it through into the finals. Coming along later, we have Norway, Russia, Germany, Belarus, USA, Poland, Canada, Kazakhstan, Switzerland, Slovakia, Lithuania, Hungary, Denmark and Greece. The starter has been quite difficult here, keeping them waiting for what seems to them like an age. Poised, ready to react. Clock ticks down. Well, they were getting restless. There wasn't going to be a full start. They had to wait till the gun, but so important to get a good start here. World Championships. Strong start there from Andy Newell. But it looks like Finn Hagen Krogh just dictating on the right-hand side. In fact, Newell going through. 14 teams up this narrow, fairly narrow track. Have a look at this. Very steep. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Now, Germany, Thomas Bing held back there. He's going to lose some 7 seconds, but the pace at the moment at the front isn't at its fastest. So an opportunity for Germany to get back into it. And I think that was Kazakhstan, Starostin, who fell as well. Opportunity to get back into it. You can see the pace is not electric yet. And the gradient on this hill, it's extremely steep. Comparable to an escalator, or just less steep than an escalator. But up there, you need good pace over the rise here. It will get faster as the race goes on. And up to 55 kilometers an hour on the descent. This is the section where we've seen 3 fallers in the women's and the men's earlier. Picking up the pace here, 40 kilometers an hour over that second rise, and maximum pace down the bottom. You need a good line out of the corner. Another faller. Oh, that's a real pity. And you could say game over in terms of qualifying through at this early stage after only 1 minute and 35 seconds. We'll have to wait and see. Earlier, the Russian team in the women's field, the women don't come up this rise. Dotsenko took a fall and incredibly just made it back, losing some 10 seconds, just made it back to qualify. Now this looks like the first fall from a different angle. You get your skis trodden on and it spins you back and time is lost. Back to the stadium, fast glide into the stadium, and the roar from the 35,000 fans is quite amazing, inspiring, and certainly the Swedish teams are saying they're being so lifted by the support they're getting over the bridge. Pace still not at all-out pace. That will advance. Now it's 2 athletes, 3 times. Well, have a look who it is. It's Petter Northug. He raced in the sprints 3 days ago. He won the sprint competition. He raced yesterday over 30 kilometers. Can you believe it? They've asked him to race again, and a little surprising when they've got such brilliant names as Glorsen. They've got Thomas Northug, who didn't race yesterday, Hadestad, Bransdal, Tunseth, Sundby. Huge names, but the Norwegian team still favouring Petter Northug. They believe, even after 30 kilometers yesterday, that Northug will provide the sting at the end of this race, if needed. He will give them the finish they need, and he is the most exciting finisher in cross-country skiing ever, I think. The pace here, I have to say, is slower than the previous semi-final, so they will be informed of that by their coaches, that they need to pick it up if more than two teams want to get through into the final. Switzerland coming through, that's Gianluca Cologna. So the pace still reasonably pedestrian. It's going to pick up. It has to pick up, because those teams who are not in first and second position will be getting restless, knowing that the time is all important. It is against the clock. Have a look at the lean from the athletes. This corner is steep. It's not very much banked. In fact, it's almost an opposite camber in parts of this corner. Although I must say it's easier in the hard tracks here at -1 than it has been at +8 when it's very, very wet. Beautiful controlled pace there up front for America. Hamilton looking so composed, so balanced and so strong. So back down into the stadium, maximum pace. This corner is all important, and often as the race progresses, not an advantage to be leading here. And just watch the slingshots as athletes in second position can slingshot. The drafting, it helps. You're into a headwind along this straight, and look what that slingshot does, and everyone is aware of that. But at this stage of the race, it's not vital. As the race moves on, it will become more and more vital. Poland to the front. We saw Poland in the women's field looking very strong with Kowalczyk and Jaśkowiec. Sylwia Jaśkowiec doing so much of the work to take Poland through. Maciej Starega. Again, Poland so strong. United States second, Germany third, Norway hunting in fourth position. Russia, Switzerland, Kazakhstan, Canada, Belarus, Slovakia, Denmark and Lithuania. Now, what about that? 2 minutes 26 recovery. That's all the time you get before your teammate comes in. So 5 minutes 50 of racing completed, and the pace will pick up. It has to pick up. 2 guaranteed to go through, and 6 lucky losers. Germany looking comfortable. Thomas Bing. Roman Schad this time around for Switzerland. Canada, team 7 there. Jesse Cockney needs to possibly pick the pace up, just needs to get a little bit more in contact at the sharp end of this race. Russia in there, but it has a way to go. 6:36 complete. So Poland, United States at the changeover, then Germany, Norway, Russia, Switzerland, Kazakhstan, Canada. Poland, United States looking strong once again. Norway just keeping comfortable, keeping safe in third. Germany behind them in fourth. Switzerland, Russia. Russia maybe need to pick this up. Petukov and Krukov. Strong team. And Petukov so many times, there he is, just gone past the camera. Such a strong and compact athlete. I've often said he's just one big muscle or a chest on legs. He is so strong. He must have 7 for a small athlete. 7, 6.5, 7 litres capacity in his lungs, and you need that capacity. So over the bridge, coming up to the changeover once again. There's Petukov. So compact, so strong. Norway at the front now, as we might have expected. Finn Hågen Krogh wasn't involved in the earlier in the outright sprint competition. He must have been disappointed. He was the man on form. He took the World Cup leading into this, not just in the sprint, but in the 15 kilometre. He wasn't also included in the competition yesterday. And in recent form, you could say he may well have delivered a medal. a medal which Norway didn't get. Now, Petter Northug yesterday struggled in the closing stages, stuck with the pace most of the race, but didn't have the sting at the finish. Dario Colonia took that sting out of him on Murterbakken, and that was the strategy, and it's a strategy that worked. Although Colonia finally getting the silver medal, Velicianin for Russia taking the gold. Well, going wide, a team deciding that this isn't fast enough, and it's a restless pace here. Nobody wants to lead it, with the disadvantages of going into the stadium. Good to see Nikita Kryukov beside us, but looking easy. The pace has got to pick up. Thomas Northug is never really enjoying leading. Oh, he's not. He's in second place. Kryukov going wide and around him. America still at the races. Semi Hamilton looking strong, looking comfortable, not being tested yet. So down the descent, picking up the pace again. 40 coming up to 50 kilometers. Sharp right-hander, good lean in. Oh, you wait, compressed out on the outside ski, being caught on your inside ski with a much greater angulation on the leg. Back to the climb again, into what's called the skate one. Look at the offset arms. One arm up by your side of your head to compress all your weight through the lead side. Must get the glide side as far up into the hill as possible. Back down into the stadium. Where's Northug? About fourth position. Well, coming up to the fourth exchange. Look at the tuck positions, skis on skis to maximise the slipstreaming effect. Going around 30 kilometres an hour along that straight. Hamilton looking wonderfully poised and strong up over this last little climb over the bridge. Look at this. Something has to happen very soon. You cannot get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 athletes together, 9 nations together. 2 through by right, and the pace is slower than the previous heat. It needs to pick up for those 9, all of those 9, or most of those 9, not to be disappointed. So it's Russia, United States, Germany, Poland, Norway, Belarus, Switzerland, Canada and Kazakhstan are the 9 teams at the front here. Lithuania, Slovakia, Denmark, Hungary and Greece found wanting on the tracks here in Falun. Russia picking up the pace. Into the steepest of the 2 climbs, and Petyukov realizing the clock is ticking and he needs to tick a little faster. He's picked up the pace. Wonderful reach and stride up this hill. Look at his left leg reaching as far into the hill. There's a lot of muscle usage there through the main muscle groups of the legs, the quadriceps. He's punching hard through his arms to maximize his body weight through the poles, and now he needs to pick up and then carry the speed over the crest of this hill. There's your recovery. It's not much. And the recovery, yes, you get breathing recovery, but your legs are taking all the forces through here on these 40mm wide skis as you rise up again into the next but smaller climb. Now Petyukov, he's got an incredible tempo when asked, and is he going to open up all his turbos this time? No, he's not. 5 alongside him. It's the USA looking strong as well. Andrew Newell looking comfortable. Germany in the mix. Norway. All the big and favourite teams in the action at the races. Nervously waiting on. Ready to take up the anchor leg is Petter Northug. Psyching up. If he's not tired, having completed the sprint races on day 1 and the 30-kilometre just yesterday, then I will be amazed. A number of the athletes, a good number of the athletes did take part in the race yesterday. Kalle Halvorsen, who made it through, and Theodor Pedersen have done the sprints and the 30-kilometre yesterday as well. Incredible work rate at these World Championships. 12:57 on the clock. Mathematically, it's not looking great. The clock is a little slower. than the previous heat. 13:03. And the final leg, exchange 5. So this pace has to pick up. Now this is the last leg for this semi-final A, as it's called. So only the first through 2 guaranteed to go through. Krukov at the front, punching hard. Krukov alongside him. It's Tim Schank, didn't race yesterday for this moment. Petter Northug, as always, tactically impeccable. Just moving his way to the front. Alongside him, it's Switzerland, realizing that this is the break. Gianluca Cologna. All the cowbells that you will hear, and there are many, will be supporting Gianluca Cologna fan club for the brothers en masse here. Krukov dropping back to third. America need to pick it up. Simi Hamilton. There's still another hill to go, and then a fast descent. Hamilton looking lined up and poised, ready for an attack. Krukov getting a little tangled. Petter Northug not often at the front of the stage. Man down in Switzerland, Gianluca. Can he come back from that? I'm not sure he can at this late stage in the race. Nobody wants to lead over this one because it's a disadvantage unless you've got 20 metres. Petter Northug trying to gain some of that 20. He's only got about 10. Cornering, concentration into the stadium. A huge roar as Petter Northug leads the way, with Russia following, Germany in third. It's not over yet. America fourth. Simi Hamilton poised, ready to put in an incredible finish. And America fourth position at the moment, Germany third, but Hamilton picking up the pace. Northug just waiting for his final kick, and when he kicks, he's almost unbeatable. Is he tired from yesterday's 30-kilometre skiathlon? He's certainly at the front at the moment. So Petter Northug, 15:30 on the clock, needs to find his killer pace for this final bit. It's looking comfortable. Russia in second. Simi Hamilton coming through to take the third. Is he going to challenge the Russian team? But backing off, it's a mad dash for the line. And it looks like Norway, Petter Northug once again providing when asked. Russia second, United States third, 0.7 behind. Poland, Germany is a photo. Canada, now we'll just have to wait and see the confirmation of who will make it through. Well, Norway 15:43.06 through by right, and Russia through by right. Kazakhstan just coming in now across the line, and no chance to make it through to the final. And that early fall, I think, was what has sadly knocked them back. Well, this is why the Norwegian selectors keep on believing in this man. He keeps on providing when it comes to the medals. But will it be a race too far? He won the sprint competition. He raced yesterday, didn't take a medal for Norway. They thought he might. That's why they put him in the race. But he's here again today to try and take Norway through to the podium. They want gold. So Lithuania just coming through at the end of their race, and we'll just get confirmation. Well, there we have it. At the moment, certainly Norway through, Russia through, and confirmation of those who have made it through to the final. Denmark 151 behind. Hungary just coming in now. Karoli Gombos and Adam Konya there just taking it in for Hungary. And Karoli Gombos, a biathlete as well as a cross-country skier. We may well see him next week in Kontiolahti at the Biathlon World Championships. Petter Northug making it look so easy. Starega there, 6. Poland started so well in this, did nothing wrong. So Hungary are now just making their way to the finish. Team from Greece, and at 2:51 behind and 14th position, unfortunately for them. Good fight, but not a chance through to the finals. Look at the spectators, look at the venue. Well, there we have it. Norway, Russia, United States, Poland, Germany, Belarus, Canada, Switzerland, Kazakhstan and Lithuania. For the bag, we've just seen the Greece team coming through. Slovakia, Denmark, Hungary and Greece. Okay, well, just a quick flash there of your favourite teams. Of course, Italy leading it through in the earlier heat, Norwegian leading it through in the second semi-final, and the finals coming up later. This is how it all started. Starter kept them on the line for what seemed like an age. There's Petukov at the front at the moment, and plenty more racing action. We've got the women's final. They're racing over 1.2 kilometre coming up shortly, and the men's final after the ladies' final. We're going to take a very quick break now, but don't go away. We'll be back for the World Championships men and women's sprint final. They've been around this track already 3 times each to qualify, and there's Petter Northug doing his usual, reading it so well, better than anyone else, and that incredible turn of pace he has at the end, nobody can match. They've tried, but there is still the final to go. This is just the semi, and Norway through with ease. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Goodbye for now.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to Falun. Preparation for the final of the sprints here today. The semi-finals already completed. Great race by the Norwegians in both the men and the women's. They look on pretty dominant form, but of course, even at this stage of the championships, fatigue starts to play a part, and it's absolutely crucial that you pace the race, the final right. Well, we've had some interesting racing so far. Of course, Per Elofsson has been our guide throughout the championships so far. Once again, Robert Vacchi managed to get a chance to chat to Per Elofsson about the format, about the way you race these team sprint events. Roberto saying we've just seen the French going part on a critical part of this sprint course. We've got a big climb, then the downhill, and then this second big climb. And Per saying this is the absolutely crucial part of the course. It's so important to be in the right position. You don't want to be in the lead as you go to the high point of the course. You want to be in second or third place, get towed down the first bit of the climb, and then have someone in front of you to take the wind on that approach to the final little up and over as they come down the bottom end of the stadium. Petter Northug has found the right way of doing it, certainly in the individual sprint where he went through to win. Said Pellegrino went past Northug on the last bit of the second climb, and there you see Pellegrino 10 metres in front, but by the time they get to the final little ascent, Northug has caught him and overtaken him. Well, Northug, the master tactician, so that's on the men's side. What about the women? They have a shorter course, and They pass here and then head down to the arena, so they don't have that second climb. They're saying it's crucial to have a good position. Once again, it's exactly the same. You want to be in second place, approaching the arena, and be in a position where you can build extra speed on that glide into the finish. And so we will see. You've got to save something for that last sprint as well. It's all about tactics. It's all about reading your own body condition. How much fuel have you got left in the tank for the actual final? So the fans have turned out in massive numbers. 60,000 the official count yesterday. I'm not sure what it is today. We'll find out a little bit later on, but there are plenty here. Loads cheering for Sweden. The Norwegians seem to have just as many, and the Russians here in good numbers as well. It's going to be a wonderful atmosphere for the sprint finals coming up very shortly. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back with our commentator Mike Dixon. Welcome back to Sweden. Of course, this is the Nordic World Championships, and everyone getting very excited because we're through to the final stages of the team sprint event, and the big names are all there. Top 10 teams in the men and the women decided by those semi-finals. And will it be Russia? Will they get their own back, having been beaten in both the men and the women's individual sprints? Kriakov certainly will be looking for success in the women's. Well, Norway certainly the favourites again. Sweden always put up a good fight in this event. Finland are there as well. The Germans have a strong team. We'll see how they get on. Well, there's lots of action on Eurosport this weekend. It's not all winter sport. There's some cycling going on. The Tour of Andalusia with Carlton Kirby. Currently on Eurosport 2. If you're a cyclist, you might want to switch. If you're a winter sports fan, you want to stay right here in Falun. This is where the action is. And if this team sprint is anything like the individual sprint, we're in for a thrilling afternoon. The Swedish team ready to go. There is Per Elofsson, who's been our expert advisor over the week so far. And just 5 minutes to go before the start of the women's event. 3.5 minutes to go before the start of the team sprint event. 10 teams ready to go. Mike Dixon in the commentary box to talk us through the course and, of course, the top 10 teams that have made it through to the women's team sprint final. Over to you, Mike.
Thank you, Patrick. And although the sun has just gone down, the action is just once again about to start. The Gladiators coming out into this lovely, wonderful stadium. Some 35,000 spectators around this 1.2 kilometres for the women, 1.4 for the men. And already these athletes have been round the track 3 times each to qualify. And those who have qualified, if you've just joined us, my name's Mike Dixon with you for the finals of the women's, then the men's sprint competition. Norway have made it through. Germany, Poland, United States, Sweden, Finland, who have always won a medal in this competition. France, Russia, Switzerland and Slovenia. Now these are the 10 teams who have made it through earlier today. And I must say, Slovenia and poor old Italy. Slovenia just beat Italy by 1/100th of a second to make it through as Team 10 here. So good luck to Slovenia. And we have seen a number of falls, trips, falls, stumbles, ski poles or baskets getting skied over. So well, let's just hope it runs smooth from here on in. Nicole Fessel, we just seen there. United States looking excellent earlier in the qualifying. Sophie Caldwell from Stratton Mountain School, ready to lead out. Looking very relaxed, looking very strong. Alongside her, Nicole Fessel leading the way for Germany. And Fessel led the early pace. Will she do it again this time? Well, Ingvild Flugstad Östberg just getting herself ready for action. Great to see Justina Kowalczyk looking strong, looking confident. And Sylvia Jaśkovic looking extremely strong as well. The big cheer is for Ida Ingemarsdotter, and she has won a good number of medals. Val di Fiemme, silver medal On that day, it was alongside Charlotte Kalla, not racing today, having taken the bronze yesterday in the skiathlon. 10 teams, 3 medals, World Championships, team sprint competition. Under starters' orders. Well, the starter has been keeping them hanging on to their ski poles for quite a long time here. And then the clock starts ticking down. 1.2 kilometers to go. Each athlete skiing it 3 times, although handing over to their teammate in between. So 1 lap handover, 1 lap handover, 1 lap handover, 1 lap finish. Poised. Ready to go. It's a cruel amount of time to hold this stance, ready to explode out of the start gate. And they're off. A good, clean start there with Norway double poling around just down that 10 meters of track section. This time it's not about the clock, it's about the positions. Where you finish on the start line is where you will pick up a medal if you're in the top 3, and unlucky if you're not in the top 3. And it's so much about pacing this from the start. And Ingvild Flugstad-Usberg confidently taking the pace on. What is the strategy going to be? Is she going to go hard throughout this 1.2 kilometer to try and hand over to Maika Kaspersen-Falla with a lead? It certainly looks dynamic, but with apparent ease. Nicole Fessel rested yesterday for today, not included in the skiathlon. Now coming wide, bib number 2, the huge cheer is for the home team, and Ida Ingemarsdottir behind her. It's Justina Kowalczyk. Look where they started, way down there, back center of screen, and as the wax men are preparing to re-wax their skis, resurface them now. Russia looking like there's a little problem there. The pace certainly not as strong. Team 12, that's Anastasia Dochenko. This is the descent now. Finland detached, Russia detached. You don't really want to snowplow, you kill your speed over this second drop. Finland making that corner look with Rita-Liisa Sarasoja looking a little unsteady. Back into the stadium. Norway, Germany leading this one. Sweden, most of the roar is going for Sweden in 3rd, Poland in 4th, and America in 5th. But nothing in it in the early stages of the team freestyle sprint competition. I must say, Norway looking fantastic. Control, pushing the pace hard, though not breaking many of the teams. There's Slovenia, who were so fortunate, just that attack on the line to make this final by 1/100th of a second ahead of Italy. So it's into the home straight, or the handover straight, I should say. Now look at the handover. Some have got it nailed to a high standard, where the athletes being handed over to moves, double pulls. Norway good and clean. Some athletes just almost standing still, so losing a potential 2 seconds, I reckon, with picking up the momentum. But good clean handovers. 60 meter zone there, in which you must touch any body part of the athlete you're handing over to, normally the shoulder or the arm or the lower hips, but everything was clean and good. No problems whatsoever. So this time it's Maika Kaspersen-Falla. Interestingly, I skied around just maybe a kilometer on Friday with Falla. She was just out skiing very, very slowly, and she didn't know at that stage if she would be put forward into this team. And having won the bronze medal in the sprint competition, she said the night before was a bit of a nightmare. So you've got all the press to deal with. Obviously the doping, which can take a long time because you're dehydrated. And then there was the medal ceremony. She said she had about 8 minutes to get it back to her room, get a shower, get back out again. And so very tiring. Great to win the medals, but a very tiring night. So Falla, 2 days ago, not knowing if she was included. The Norwegian selectors keeping it very tight and keeping the team sharp, but she's looking brilliant once again, attacking. And she did tell me when we were out skiing, or that little chat I had with her, she said that To win it, you've got to attack. If you want the victory, you've got to fight and keep on fighting, and so she is today. Determination in abundance from Fala. Into the stadium. It's a good glide and fast pace down into the stadium. Fala at the front, although just being pulled up alongside her. Team Poland and Jaśkowiec throughout this qualifying has looked very comfortable indeed. Hermann looking strong. There she is. Not raced yesterday, and I think the German select is doing a great job by resting her over 15 kilometers in the skiathlon so that she can give her best today. America still in it. Still looking good in 5th position, but the margin is less than a second. Handover. Exchange number 2, and it goes so fast, 1.2 kilometers. The work is all achieved early on in this part of the track. Well, one down. It's America, but it's fine. No problem, no time lost there. Jessie Diggins just getting tripped up on her as she handed over. Hopefully she's not injured. I don't think she is. And the teams beginning to be spread out as a surge of pace there put in by Nicole Fessel from Oberstdorf. Deciding to go strong early. Well, 5 minutes 26 on the clock, and Nicole Fessel deciding that she needs to try and break this up a little, try to separate the best from the rest, and already it's bringing 4 with her. Norway alongside and looking pretty sparky, looking very strong is Ingvild Flugstad Östberg, dancing her way up this hill. Justyna Kowalczyk, great to see her in the action. She looked a little stronger earlier in the qualifying. This pace is now turning electric with Östberg deciding it. Are taking advantage of that little bit of initiative from Fessel and continuing it over the top of the rise. Poland in 3rd place. Sweden beginning to suffer a little bit, down in 4th position, but losing quite a distance over the rise. Can she pull it back on this descent? Kowalczyk cornering nice and tight. Maybe he wants to take it a little bit wider to maximise this curve and carry the energy out. Well, a big and decisive move in the making at the moment, and it's Norway deciding to take advantage of Fessel's charge from the stadium. So Norway, Germany, Poland and Sweden. Below me the Swedish flags are all flying. It's all about Swedish flags in front of me, but there's many Norwegian flags as you can see in the crowd as well. But Östberg pushing hard. Kowalczyk so strong in the qualifying, just looking a little heavy on her legs this time. Hopefully she can find some charge back. Well, surely the medals cannot be decided this far out in a 14.5 minute race. 7 minutes gone. We're just coming up to halfway, handing over to her teammate, and that is a wonderful leg there from Norway. Could this be decisive? Slowing down on the handover, and Fala clean out of the handover box. You can see the little marker there. That's a 60-meter marker. A clean changeover. So it's Norway, Norway, Germany, Poland, Sweden, and then America down 11.2. That pace was quite phenomenal from Östberg, although led by Nicole Fessel. Now surely Fala isn't going to slow it down. It would be in her interest and Norway's interest to keep the pace strong, but Germany tucked in behind Fala, just getting her legs back into this one, her 2nd time around. She's picking the pace up now and beginning to look so much stronger. Well, Fala, she said that it's about determination. If you want to win it, you've got to put your name out there. You've got to put yourself out there. Look who's coming back into it. It's Poland's Jaśkowiec. Throughout the qualifiers look very strong. She's still looking very strong. I wonder if Fala knows that they've managed to close that gap in the far distance. There is a substantial gap between Sweden and America leading the chasing pack. So 4 up the front, led by Norway, Germany, Poland coming back into it. Jaśkowiec looking so strong. Can she handle the pace on this descent? Has she got the right line? Yes, taking it wide at the top, but not as wide as Nielsen, which I think is the best way. It just allows you a bit of a slingshot out of this one. Nice cornering from Nielsen and pulling time back with every meter. Back in the race, Team Sweden. Just what they need, just the way they want it to be. Well, it's beginning to close up, certainly for the silver medal. Norway still a little out front, but look at this. Sweden back in it. Poland back in it. Germany in second place still. And Jaśkovic taking an incredible pace up this final climb. Sweden well and truly saying we're here for the medal. Although just losing, as soon as I said that, losing another couple of meters over the bridge. Well, this will be the final leg for the first athletes, those who mass started. So exchange for. Well done, Falla. She kept the initiative. What can Østberg give us this time? I think she'll try and keep the initiative. There's Kowalczyk just being handed over to from Jaśkovic. And Germany attacking out of the stadium. Nico Fessel trying to close this gap down. The pace is ridiculous out of the stadium. Østberg is desperate to carry this momentum, this gap. It's a psychological gap, but it hurts the athlete behind you. If they're on your skis, it helps them. She's trying to keep that 5-meter gap. 10 minutes gone, and it's all about Norway. And I think Østberg has done a great job here. Well, of course, Østberg, the Olympic champion, it was alongside Bjørgen, not Falla, and she wants the World Championship title as well. Look at this. Now Falla has to, when she's handed over, to keep this incredible momentum. Østberg giving everything. This is the final climb. It's all about the fast descent. Kowalczyk, brilliant. Poland coming through, and she knows that Jaśkovic is strong. That was a supreme effort there once again from Justyna Kowalczyk. Fourth just 3 days ago in the sprint competition. So wanted her to get a medal, and hopefully that can be it today. She's put a huge amount of work into this one. Cornering, she's killing her speed a little, giving Germany an opportunity to pull time back. All of their legs are exhausted at this stage. Ingmarsdóttir getting back into it. Kowalczyk losing a little time on the descent there. What a race, what a race. What an advantage for Norway. Huge cheer. Look at the gap, massive gap there. But it's nothing decided or certain for the silver medal at the moment. Looking pretty good for the gold for Norway. And Østberg is absolutely on fire. Can Falla keep this momentum going? The fight for silver is alongside each other. Ida Ingmarsdóttir desperate to get Stina Nielsen up there into the medal. She's struggling. She's thrown her hat off. Kowalczyk punching her way over the bridge. She needs good speed down this final descent before the handover. Well, exchange 5 coming up. Momentum, she's slowing down. Falla surely will attack and attack and attack again to keep this gap, keep it alive, keep their chance of gold well and truly alive. Jaśkovic out second, Germany third, and Sweden fourth place at the moment. Stina Nielsen needs to find some magic to get Sweden back into this one. Fourth position at the moment, out of the stadium. Even this climb, this little climb, I can assure you it's steep. And then it flattens out just a little before the shocking climb. So Norway, Poland, Germany and Sweden. So the final climb, the huge climb, they've become so used to. Falla way out front at the moment. Surely this is a safe position. There's the distance. You can see way back down into the stadium. It's an instant climb from the handover. Now Jaśkovic has put in an incredible turn of pace. She did this in the qualifying. Can she possibly? Is it possible? I don't think so. Pull back to the gold. Looking pretty comfortable at the moment for silver, but it's not over by a long, long way. Denise Herrmann beginning to struggle. Nielsen beginning to struggle a little. Stina Nielsen, the hero in the sprint competition. Now Jaśkovic, this is great news for Poland. This is great news for herself. Jaśkovic and Kowalczyk, who's going to get the third and final medal? Oh, Stina Nielsen killing her speed, putting the snowplow on. She tried to get on the inside there, but it was not going to happen. The door was closed shut by Denise Herrmann. So the fight is on for the bronze. Silver is still not entirely decided, but looking comfortable for Poland. Falla, the fighter, is attacking the final climb. Look at this fight. Usberg has created a lot of the gap, and Falla has not allowed it to close. Here's the fight for this bronze medal, and it's looking good at the moment for Sweden. In fact, she's not happy for just bronze. Stina Nilsson going once again for the silver. Can Jaškovic keep a little bit of energy for this home straight? Norway out front clear. Poland, does Jaškovic realise that Stina Nilsson has closed the gap? I'm not sure she has, but it's Norway, the gold medal in the team sprint competition. Stina Nilsson has done it again. That final desire and pace, and Poland in third place. What a race. Poor old Germany. They tried from the gun to create the gap, but in the end just faded back to fourth position. Stina Nilsson, once again, the hero of Sweden. Silver medal, that's her second. Ingmar's daughter alongside her. And then Ingmar's daughter 2 years ago in Val di Fiemme at the World Championships took the silver medal with Kalla. Well, and there's further back, Russia 5, France 6. Incredible performance from Sweden to pull back from fourth into second. Usberg showing us a little bit of sparring there. What a race. And didn't she do well? She went like lightning, and after the fourth exchange, her final time around is 1.2. She knew she needed a gap for Falla. Falla kept it alive, and another gold medal for Norway. Falla's now got the bronze from the sprint on day one and the gold today in the team sprint. Sweden are proud. They are delighted. It was looking dodgy at one point for a medal, not just a silver, but Stina Nilsson found something from somewhere to keep these tens of thousands of fans happy and content with another medal. And I'm so happy for Justyna Kowalczyk. She just missed out of the bronze in the sprint by a tiny margin, by a boot length, but today she has a medal. In the summer she went down to New Zealand to train with Jaškovic, and you know, I think all that dedication, the mileage, the weeks away, the travelling and the training has paid off. It's also paid off from Usberg and Falla. Brilliant. World champions, team sprint. So Norway, Sweden and Poland. Well, that's how it finished for Norway. A good, clean lead, and 14 minutes 29.57 to take the victory. And then the action behind as they celebrate, it was Sweden that just nipped ahead, just ahead of Poland for the bronze, for the silver, and Poland the bronze. Germany just missing out, and that's a real pity. You can see the times there. Russia in the race early on, but fading later. France in 6th, Switzerland 7th, United States dropping back into 8th position, Slovenia 9th, and Finland off the podium for the first time since this event came into major championships in 2005. Finland, you could say, better in the classic technique, this the freestyle. And well, there's Falla with her incredible ability to push. The tempo is quite phenomenal. This was earlier on in the race, and there's Sweden back in 4th, struggling. And then Usberg dancing away up the hill. This is where the gap was created, the momentum was created to secure the gold. Germany tried. Kowalczyk, Poland tried. She had to go wide because Germany just could not stick with the pace at all. And Fessel, who could stick with that pace? Östberg had desire today. And then this was the final rotation. Jaśkiewicz, so strong up this climb, creating a few meters, looking safe at the moment. But look at Stina Nielsen, almost out of it. And this was a critical moment. How did Nielsen survive that corner, losing a lot of pace? How did she get from there up into third place? Well, it's all about desire. She was still in third place here. Look at the home straight, still in third. And I don't think Jaśkiewicz realized that Stina Nielsen came through like a rocket. So Poland and Sweden side by side as Norway celebrate. She won't be able to breathe after that attack to the line. Little Falla. And Jaśkiewicz just caught out there, but possibly just could not give any more. You can see the momentum, the desire from Stina Nielsen to secure another silver medal. Cannot give more than that. At one point it looked like they were going to, well, be outside the medals, and these tens of thousands of spectators, they would have preferred it, the outcome as it was silver medal. And look how delighted Kowalczyk is after many setbacks the last couple of years and a loss of form, but great to see her back at the top. Falla needs to breathe. What an effort. What athletes. Well, hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did, and believe it or not, we've still got the men's to go. So the men's coming up in a few minutes' time as everybody catches their breath, including the athletes. And I can guarantee you the men over the slightly longer distance is going to be equally, if not more exciting, if that's entirely possible. So please stay with us to find out who's going to be the king of the sprints once again in the men's team sprint competition. Well, the fans, they poured in from early this morning to watch the qualifying. So the athletes that make it through to the final, it's been quite a full day and not so much recovery time. Only some 30 minutes since the qualifying, the latest of the men's qualifiers. Well, we're going to take a very quick break, but we'll be back for the action here in the men's final sprint world championships. Welcome back. It's the World Championships from Falun, and about to start is the final of the men's sprint competition, team sprint competition. We've seen some amazing action here in the women's competition. Justyna Kowalczyk picking up her first medal, bronze medal for Poland. Jaśkiewicz alongside her, putting in a phenomenal effort to get a break, a lead into silver, but she was hauled back by Stina Nielsen and Sweden to take the silver medal. Her second, she won the individual sprint on day one. And 21-year-old, she is the superstar of Sweden. But unstoppable Norway, Östberg and Kaspersen Falla just handing over with a huge gap. Östberg had created. She went out like a rocket. She had a look behind and she couldn't believe the gap that she created. She just didn't look back. Kept fighting and fighting. And Falla, the incredible Falla, when it comes to a fight, she will keep on pushing and pushing. That lead never looked like it was going to be relinquished, and Norway secured the gold. Can the men with Petter Northug do the same very shortly? We'll have to wait and see, but certainly looked quite convincing. He's alongside Finn Hagen Krogh. Great to see Krogh getting a start. Many surprised that he wasn't given a start in the individual sprint, or in fact yesterday in the skiathlon, but he's here today, and certainly a man on form. There's Falla to the line, the attack to the line. She wasn't threatened, but she was never going to slow down. Pushing, pushing, securing definite gold medal for Östberg and Falla. Norway, of course, the Olympic champions, and that was Østberg involved there again, but it was Bjørgen back then. And Val di Fiemme 2 years ago, the World Championships, it was all about Jessie Diggins and Keegan Randall. Unfortunately, down the field this time in 8th position. Well, the fans just preparing for the action here, but on Eurosport 2 we can see underway at the moment. It's the Tour of Andalusia, and underway there on Eurosport 2. I think just a couple of kilometers there, watching the peloton with a couple of kilometers to go. So back to the action here in Falun, the World Championships. The men getting ready for their competition. And 10 teams: Italy, Norway, France, Russia, Sweden, United States of America, Czech Republic, Poland, Finland and Germany will be lining up alongside each other shortly. So here we have just a reminder how it went. The action in the women's. The men's competition is 200 meters longer, and the 200 meters is like 100 meters up a steep hill, 200 meters back down said steep hill. So the course a little bit more testing for the men. Not to take anything away from the women, it was fast, it was incredible action here in Falun. And the spectators, look at the stadium, that's where they started, way in the background there as we look at the slow motions. That's where the handover is, and look at this climb, halfway up the ski jump. Landing slope that is, not level with. And the turnaround point, if you can carry pace over, it gives you a faster descent speed. And Falla, there she is, she certainly did just that. She did not just attack the hill, but carried the pace over. Jaśkowiec was trying and trying from Poland to close the gap. And look at Stina Nielsen, she came back from this 4th position, having nearly fallen over here. Watch this, she tries to take the inside, nearly gets taken out. And the speed loss that she gave herself there was quite substantial, but incredibly she gave herself a chance. Overtook Germany, came up alongside Poland. It looked like it was a bronze, then it was a silver, but not able to to challenge or catch the incredible Norway. Østberg, having recovered, dancing alongside and celebrating alongside the out of breath Falla. And Stina Nielsen, the desire was there. She's got 1 gold from these championships. She wanted to make it 2, sorry, 1 silver. She wanted to make it 2. Nothing left. Couldn't stand another second on those skis. And the desire was brilliant to take a 2nd silver. Well, that's how it was. There's Justina celebrating, so impressed with the effort that Jaśkowiec put in for the bronze medal. Now hopefully we'll get confirmation, there it is, of the men's lineup. It's Italy, Norway, France, Russia, Sweden. Nöchler, Pellegrino looking good for Italy. United States looking good as well. It's Andrew Newell, Simi Hamilton. Czech Republic, Razim and Kostiček. Poland, Krishmar and Starega look good, certainly in the qualifying. What can they, maybe they'll be inspired by that outstanding performance from Justyna Kowalczyk and Jaśkowiec for another chance at a medal. Well, just a couple of minutes to go as the athletes make their way into the onto the battlefield, ready to run out again. They have been around this, each athlete 3 times earlier, and it was a tight fight to make it through. Some 28 teams down to 10 in the final. The temperature beginning to rise a little, so the track is breaking up. There we have Russia, Petyukov, and Krukov. Petukov leading out. Finn Hagen Krok at the races, given a chance. His first time at the races here in Falun, the World Championships. Good luck to him. Now the incredible pace of the Italians. Dietmar Nockler setting up Federico Pellegrino so well each rotation last time. And alongside him it's Robin Duvillard. I must say the French team look like they have desire. When it comes to team, they have spirit. They have both. It's Kalle Halvorsen. Didn't quite make it yesterday, pushed hard in the 30-kilometer race. Can you believe he raced 30 yesterday? He raced the sprints 2 days earlier and asked again to give his best. He's the best chance for Sweden. So they're lined up. They'll be under starters' orders, ready for their attack out of the stadium. So welcome to the final here in Sweden, the World Championships men's sprint competition. Lined up and under starters' orders. 10 teams, 3 medals at stake, 1.4 kilometers distance to cover, and I can assure you it's a testing 1.4. Nervous moments, long waits. We've seen it almost in every race here. Ready to explode from the gun. And they're off. So the World Championships team competition, the team sprint competition, 1.4 kilometers, 10 teams, the best teams alongside each other. It's not against the clock, it's against each other. Gold, silver and bronze at stake here, and a lot of pressure on Team Sweden. Huge amount of pressure. Kalle Halvorsen, he is the man on form and been used in each of the events so far. Been used in the raced out in the individual sprint competition. Raced yesterday over 30 kilometers, and look at Finn Hagen Krok looking comfortable. Petukov in third for Russia. But Finn Hagen Krok wants the best line down this descent. Have a look, they've come from the stadium. It's only taken 55 seconds. Can you believe it? And it's 55 seconds, 1 minute of absolute exertion up to this point. A little recovery, if you can call it that. It's a recovery through the lungs, gasping for the oxygen, but it's no recovery whatsoever through the legs. Look at the cornering. A lot of muscle usage, and taking the forces around this bend at 53, 55 kilometers an hour. Germany dropping back just a little. So Halvorsen coming wide. Where's Nockler? Nockler in 5th position. Good to see the USA up there looking very comfortable, I must say. Thomas Bing in there. We'll hand over to Tim Schanke. So Andrew Newell handing over to Simi Hamilton, but this is the man who took the Norwegians through easily in qualification. Look at the spread here, nothing tight, just single file. So Finn Hagen Krok has really shaken the pace up here. It's not about tactics, it's about force of pace, and I think that's a good strategy. The man with the fresh legs, not raced out yet. Petukov easily behind him. Kalle Halvorsen for Sweden, looking comfortable. Finn Hagen Krok, though, has got some spark. Petukov nearly stumbling there on the right-hander into the handover zone. And all the athletes lined up trying to indicate where they are. It's always a bit of a muddle handing over. You've got to touch your fellow athlete before this line. And there's a jury standing there watching. Oh, Czech Republic just a little detached, and that's a real pity for them. 8 seconds is a painful distance at this stage, and I think it just shows what Finn Hagen Krok has done. the pace. Well, Petter Northug never likes taking the pace on early, so maybe a chance for Czech Republic to get back into this one. I hope they will. This time it's Dusan Kosicek, possibly. All that good work that Finn Hagen Krogh has put in is absorbed by Team Germany, and Tim Schanke looking good, rested yesterday in the 30-kilometer skiathlon. Kruikov, Olympic gold medalist from Vancouver. Well, that might seem a long time ago, and he also won 2 years ago in the freestyle in Val de Fiemme team competition alongside Petukov on that day. So have they got the lucky formula again, Team Russia? So down the descent again. 54 kilometers an hour. France just a little detached at the moment, but not out of it by any score. Look at Czech Republic, brilliant effort there from Dusan Kosicek to get back into it. That looks like Finland at the back. Now Finland are the reigning Olympic champions. It was then in the classic style. Round the second off the climbs. And look at the descent speed you carry here. Now, we saw earlier, and Per Olofsson giving a good indicator of what you shouldn't do, or not ideally. You don't want to be at the front with an athlete behind you. And look at the gap there created. That is good strategy. But my word, those are fast skis from Petter Northug, closing the gap easily. Certainly looks easily. Dancing his way up this bridge. So Kruikov, a little stumble there. And back down into the changeover with 5 minutes of 5 seconds of racing. Exchange number 2. Well, Norway, Sweden, Poland, Russia, Italy, France, United States, work it out yourselves, Germany, Finland and Czech Republic. So the reigning Olympic champions looking like they're struggling. Back in February last year in Sochi, the classic technique maybe suited the Finns much more so than today, the freestyle. Finn Hagen Krogh deciding that he needs to go again strong, create a gap for Petter Northug next time round. The pace is fast and furious. Well, Finn Hagen Krogh, he had a look around him. He couldn't believe that his effort had created such a gap, and he's capitalizing on that gap after 6 minutes of this 15.5-minute race. Well, it takes a huge amount of punishment out of your body to attack this hill with such a pace. 1 minute of flat-out racing from when he was handed over to Petukov in 3rd place, Italy in 4th. My word, that was some pace there from Finn Hagen Krogh. He hasn't been included. He's been disappointed, and he's saying to the selectors, listen, look what you're missing. I'm at the races and I'm destroying the field here today at the World Championships. Well done to Norway. Now Petter Northug has to make a decision. He's probably making that decision watching his teammate climbing up, dancing his way up the second huge climb. It's steep, it's difficult, and is he going to carry the momentum down? Russia being a little detached at the moment. Coming wide, Finland getting back into it. That pace is destroying the rest of the field. Czech Republic dropping back once again after the great work earlier from Kosicek. What a pace, what a pace. Sweden managing to close it back just a little on the descent. Good skis there from Team Sweden. Petukov in 3rd place, but being absorbed by Italy, so the Italians getting back into medal contention, and the rest are fighting madly up this bridge. There's Germany still at the races, Finland coming back into it. Kruikov, what's Petter Northug going to do? He's saying, I'm here, and everyone knows that he's there because they're all a little frightened of him. He's got such an incredible end game pace. So Norway at the front, Sweden at the second position. So often over the years at World Championships and Olympic Games, we've seen Norway and Sweden fighting it out. Whoa, bad start there for France. Nearly falling backwards over his own skis. That's Baptiste Gros. So Petter Northug making decisions. I'm not sure he's going to take this on. Look at that, he's taking it easy. All the good work from, I beg your pardon, he wasn't taking it easy. He was trying to fix his ski pole in his hand. The Velcro had come a little bit loose. He's actually trying to capitalize on the great work from his teammate, attacking. This is Northug at his best. Remember 30 kilometers yesterday. He tried so hard for a medal then, it didn't work out. Having a look under his right arm, and the answer is that he's destroying the rest of this field. Sweden second place. Kruikov trying to close it down. Pellegrino dancing, but not dancing fast enough up this climb. Germany and Tim Schanke looking good, but need to close this pace. This is very, very early to create such a pace, and you just sense that Finn Hagen-Krogh is going to open this pace even more. 53, 52 kilometers an hour, taking the corner wide. You need to cut it on the inside. Pellegrino's really good at this. Cuts in on the right side. Northug must be exhausted, but never shows it. Having completed his 30, and Sweden trying to stay with it, though struggling, beginning to tie up a little. Theodor Pedersen, Kruikov looking calm, that huge figure at 1.89 meters, and he's got good momentum, Kruikov, the Russian, but he's dragging Pellegrino from Italy behind him, but clear by a country mile. It's Norway and Northug out the front, Sweden in second place, and Theodor Pedersen being absorbed by that wonderful attack from Kruikov off the rise. Now Team Sweden need to try and keep some kind of advantage. What a pace, what a race. You just feel the pain there. Kruikov looking calm as usual. He's got wonderful balance on his skis. Pellegrino not reacting, can't react. Northug, the fourth exchange. Not the best of handovers, lost a little bit of momentum, but look at the gap, it's massive. Finn Hagen-Krogh with an 8.18 second advantage. Surely this going to try and open that up to secure Petter Northug with an incredible margin. As expected, Sweden pulled back in. Outrageous. Well, I don't think anybody expected such margins. 8.18 seconds, you don't normally get away easily in these races. So Petukov in third place, trying to keep contact with Halvorsen. What a race, what a race. We're looking at another class act from Team Norway, and the rest really a long way behind, but Nokler deciding that this is the time to go, and I think Dietmar Nokler doing the right thing. Where did he find that pace on such an incredible climb? Sweden found asking, just not the pace. Kalle Halvorsen beginning to suffer, as is Petukov. Thomas Bing is trying to live with it. I really think that Finn Hagen-Krogh can open this. It was 8.18. He's wanting it to be 10 seconds to hand over to the incredible Petter Northug with a 10-second gap. Would be a gift of the gold medal. The selectors have ignored him. And look at him, he is a class act. He's created the break last time, was bold enough to take it on, but man, strong enough to hold it. Nokler having a little look behind him, and it's just one after the other. Look at Finland coming through, reigning Olympic champions, but they need to keep contact. They absolutely need to keep it strong, and that's Ville Nussiainen. We'll be handing over to Martti Jilai. I think that 8.18 seconds is going to be around the 10-second gap, but it's Italy in second place, followed closely by Sweden. Petukov, his skis not running quite as well, being absorbed by Germany. This race certainly is alive and kicking for that silver and bronze medal. Just 2 medals, 6 people fighting for those 6 medals. It's the final handover at the World Championships. team sprint competitions, and the clock is ticking, and Finn Hagen-Krogh has destroyed the 8.81. He's destroyed this field. Where did he get that power from? 15.68. He's gifted the gold medal to Petter Northug. Finn Hagen-Krogh has got the pace and has created a sensation here. Sweden dropped a pole. Somebody give him a pole. Well, his teammates saw the action. Oh, Sweden, second place. And if they come back from this, it's a small miracle. At the moment it's Germany, then Russia, fighting it out for silver medal. Italy coming back. Petter Northug gifted, miles ahead. He could cruise from here, but he's wanting to make sure it's safe. They know the gold is gone. Pellegrino in blue, chasing the dark suit of Germany. Tim Scharnke beginning to attack early in this. Krukov going with him. Pellegrino has the pace. Finland still alive and kicking. 2 medals. 5 teams together. Less than a second separating them. Scharnke having a look behind. Krukov look behind. Finland, France. Czech Republic still at the races. But Norway, as in the women's race, untouchable at the moment. And most likely to stay that way. Poor old Sweden. They were in silver medal position. A pole was dropped, a ski pole dropped on the handover and taken them completely out of the race. Theodor Pedersen will be gutted. Tens of thousands of fans will be so disappointed. His ski pole was skied over. So the fight is still alive and kicking. Finland desperately trying to live up to the gold medal of the Olympic Games. Of course, it's not going to be gold, but they're hoping for some kind of medal, but looking unlikely. Petter Northug is coming over the bridge as the rest come into the stadium, and it's looking pretty good for Germany with some meters gap, but Krukov coming back in at a pace, passing Pellegrino. You can see it there, and Krukov has got the killer finish, I think, in these 3, but he needs to get his positioning right. 3 into 2 doesn't go. The silver and bronze medal at stake. Pellegrino has also got an incredible finish pace. Is he going to be Italy on the podium ahead of Germany? But we can see for certain where the gold is going. Petter Northug, gold in the sprint competition. 3 days ago, the individual sprint, and gold again in the team sprint. He was gifted 14-second lead. Well done to him. And it is Krukov, the fastest finisher, for second place for Russia. Italy take the bronze, and Germany just outside in 4th position. What a race. Once again, the World Championships bringing something special. Finland, Czech Republic, United States. In that order, United States in 7th position. And what about Sweden? Looking so good at the final handover in 2nd place, silver medal position. Halvorsson's ski pole was ripped out of his hand. No ski pole, no action. And what a disappointed. His teammate handed him a ski pole, but he lost an awful lot of time. Sweden down in 9th place. They were in the medals. They looked good for a medal. Probably the silver, possibly the bronze, but completely out of it. Well, Norway taking the women's title and Norway taking the men's title. Russia and Krukov securing the silver. There's Petukov. And Petukov, he's got a good record. Val de Fiemme, these 2 took the gold. Today it's the silver. Well, there's the collision that took out Halvorsson. The pole is broken. He tried so quickly, but look at the time lost. There's France from 2nd to 7th to 8th and out of the race. Well, that was Petukov who he collided with. I didn't really see what happened prior to that, but what a pity for Sweden. But all about Norway. Finn Hagen-Krogh provided. The selectors put him in at last. I thought they might have put him in on day 1. I thought they might have put him in on day 2 of racing. They put him in on day 3, and he provided a large part, a huge part in the contribution to the gold medal. And I hope he gets the recognition now that he deserves. And he is the leader in the sprint competition, season-long sprint competition. Norway, Russia, Italy. Three races, 2 gold for Petter Northug. 1 race, 1 gold for Finn Hagen Krogh. So working as a team here today, and it worked well. Where does Petter Northug get the energy? He's the fantastic finisher that the Norwegian selectors believe in. Had it come to a crunch and a 3 together into this home straight, Petter Northug would most likely have provided. It didn't come to that because of the pace of Finn Hagen Krogh. Handed, gifted, but he did keep the pace strong and backed off just at the end. Well, I think the spectators have been treated again today. The bands were playing, the drums were beating, the bells were ringing, and the success, the 2 golds have gone to Norway once again. Good to see Russia coming back into it. And just that all-important, incredible reach that Kryukov has, securing the silver medal. And I think we might have a chance, as you look at the scoreboard there, and look at poor old Sweden, down in 9th. They were in 2nd with 1 leg to go. They were in silver medal position. And that's a real disappointment for Team Sweden. They were hoping for another medal. They did get a silver in the women's. Stina Nielsen securing that for them, but it's Norway, Russia, Italy in the men's. And Russia pulling it back to close to 5 seconds behind Norway. But of course, Petter Northug just slowing down. Well, the fans, they'll just go away and grab a drink. Another competition coming up, the start list for the men's team Gundersen. Now, earlier the combiners jumped on the hill, so that starts at 4 o'clock. They'll be back to watch that as we get another chance to look at the action. There's Finn Hagen Krogh playing a huge part in this gold medal. Man on form. He showed that last weekend in Östersund when he won the 15-kilometre and the sprint competition. Petter Northug, incredible turn of pace up this climb to keep that gold medal alive. And Theodor Pedersen at all times, Sweden looking convincing in 2nd place, although Italy and Knockler just passing there. Now this is the handover there where Petyukov came through at such a pace, smashing into the back of Theodor Pedersen. I wonder if there'll be a complaint. The jury has seen it. They would have watched the replay many times, so I'm not seeing any word that that is the case. Just an unfortunate incident, which I'm sure we'll see again and again. There we are. The pole destroyed, and nothing you can do about those situations. Theodor Pedersen tried. There were spare poles alongside the track from the coaches, but Kalle Halvorsen quickly handing his ski pole over. And that took Sweden out of it. It left Russia and Italy to fight, and Germany to fight for the silver and the bronze. And look at the stretch. Wonderful reach out there from Kryukov. I remember that so well from the Olympics in Vancouver, where he secured the individual sprint competition ahead of his teammate Pazinski to become the Olympic champion. So the reigning champions Petyukov and Kryukov from 2 years ago down now into silver medal position. Another angle here. You can see Petyukov coming through at a pace. And it's just really unfortunate. But a big impact on Halvorsen's right side. Unfortunate. Nothing you can do. And Finland taking out the skis of Halvorsen. So 2 impacts on his way out. Knocking the pole, breaking the pole handle. There's Petyukov. Big collision. There's the damage. Nothing left when you're at the end of your at the end of your breath and energy, and you're handing over. All you're thinking of is touching your teammate, handing over clean, and making sure the jury see that handover. And he wasn't aware. I think Kryukov wedged him tight into that spot, so he had nowhere to go. He had to keep his line, and unfortunately for Theodor Pedersen, he got the impact. Well, just some slow motion here as we close up this race. Thought we might stay for the closing ceremony, but we will be back for the Nordic Combined, the 4x5 team competition, Nordic Combined relay, and that's over 5 kilometers. 4 athletes over 5 kilometers. So hope you'll stay with us. Ladies, for that race.
Shared a podium in the Olympics last year, first and third individual sprint. Now you share the top step together, team sprint. Ladies,
well, I think we might be getting a quick
last year, first and third
catch up
sprint. Now
with
you
the
share
interview.
The top
Here we
step
are
together at team sprint as world champions. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. That was so fun, especially with Maiken. We've been teammates for so many years and worked together and made each other stronger, and today we can be world champions together.
I think your first World Cup win came together in a team sprint in Liberec, maybe?
Yeah,
does that sound right?
Yeah.
Was it the two of you together?
Together.
Yeah.
So.
And how was the tactic today? You wanted to stay in the lead all the time?
Yeah, we were comfortable lining in front of the field, and that's the tactic we always use when we are sprinting, because there's a little, the risk is not so big lying in front, and you can do your own speed, and the others can fight for the second position and use their power on it when we're just lying in head and do our own speed. So that's always a tactic, and today it worked out really well. Ingvild was so good in the second lap, and then I saw the chance, and we both knew that we were a really good, we have fast prologues. So with the one chasing behind in a regular day, I think we had the self-confidence to feel better.
Well, congratulations on a great victory. You are the world champions in the team sprint.
Well, great to hear that little interview, and I think still on adrenaline there. So well done to the Norwegian women and the Norwegian men. Gold medals. We'll be back with the 4x5 Nordic Combined.